How's everyone doing? I'm going to be eating a little bit of ice cream. I got a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. So, cookie dough. It's really good. I'm treating myself since I just returned from helicopter baseball. So, you're like, what's that? That's where you get a bunch of people and they get in helicopters. And then you play baseball in the sky. And there's a pitcher. And they generally fire a baseball through a gun barrel, and then you try to hit it with your propeller. And doesn't work as well. Hit the helicopter propeller went down, took out another one, took out another one, took out another one. I just jumped from mine, landed in the swamp covered with crocodiles. I swam to safety. Punched a few of them here and there. I'm fine, you know. A lot of people died. I'm cool. So let's get into this video. What?
Umar radiallahu anhu was the man who was so pure. Al-Faruq, the criterion between right and wrong. He was so pure that when he would speak, Allah would reveal it in the Quran. Several occasions. When the wives of the Prophet played that trick on the Prophet ﷺ. And then Umar radiallahu anhu couldn't believe what they did to him. So he went to the wives of the Prophet and he spoke to them. And he told them basically, if you don't fix yourselves up, Allah Azza wa Jalla will replace you with someone better for the Prophet ﷺ. Aisha couldn't accept this. She goes, do you have to speak on behalf of the Prophet? A little while later, Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed in the Quran those exact words. That if you don't basically fix yourself up, Allah will literally replace you with better for the Prophet ﷺ. In another occasion, when Umar came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, Ya Rasulullah, shouldn't we make Maqam Ibrahim? Shouldn't we make that a place of prayer? A little while later, Allah Azza wa Jalla reveals in the Quran and take from the place of Ibrahim a place of prayer. And subhanAllah, this is how pure this man was.
During the time of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when Abu Bakr was the Khalifa, Umar continued to enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Once, two men, Al-Aqra bin Habis and Uyaynah bin Hassan, two leaders from two different tribes, they came to Abu Bakr and they said, there is some land, some public land that is deserted. It is desert. Nothing grows on it. So assign.
Didn't have an ad the whole last video. Forgot all about ads. Come on. And back to the video.
So assign it to us so that we can plant on it and try to make it beneficial so perhaps people can benefit from it. So Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he asked the Sahaba around him, what do you think? The Sahaba around Abu Bakr, they said, yes, we see no harm in that. Give it to them. So Abu Bakr wrote a contract, a decree allowing these men to take possession. And then as a witness, he put Umar ibn Khattab. And Umar was not present. Go and get his signature. And they found Umar, he was putting tar on his camel. And they said, we have a document here that we need you to witness. So should we read it to you or will you read it yourself? So Umar said, well, you see what I'm doing. You see I'm busy. So either you read it to me or you wait until I'm finished and then I will take it and read it. They said, fine, we'll read it to you. So they read the document to Umar. And after they finished, Umar said, give me the document. So he took it and he spit on it and he started rubbing out the writing. So they started screaming at him, what are you doing? So Umar, he said, the Prophet ﷺ used to give you, he used to give you from the ghanima and give you from the zakah when Islam was weak. Because the Prophet ﷺ, in his wisdom, those people who were new to Islam, sometimes he would give them more from the ghanima in order for their hearts to draw close to Islam. And those who were older Muslims who had been Muslims for a long time, he would give them less. Because they know now that their deeds are for Jannah, not for this dunya. So they didn't need the money. So Umar said the Prophet used to give you when Islam was weak. But now Allah has honored Islam. So we have no need to give you these free things anymore. So go and do whatever you like. So they went away back to Abu Bakr. And they were angry. And they started complaining about what happened. And then they said, we don't know who is the Khalifa. Is it you or is it Umar? So Abu Bakr, he said, he is the Khalifa if he wants to be. And then Umar came. He was angry. He went straight to Abu Bakr. And he said, tell me about this land that you give these two men. Is this your land or is this land that belongs to all the Muslims? Abu Bakr said, no, it's land that belongs to all the Muslims. then why did you give it to these two men? Abu Bakr said, I made shura with the Muslims around me. But did you make shura with all the Muslims? This land is the property of all the Muslims. Did you check with all of them? So Abu Bakr, he said, Ya Umar, I already told you that you have more strength for this position than I do. You are stronger and more capable for this responsibility of Khilafah than I am. But you forced me to be Khalifa. You forced me to be the Khalifa. One of the
If Umar is forcing, is it Abu Bakr? Let's say I said his name right. If he doesn't want to be the Khalifa, then Umar, to me, doesn't have the right to tell Abu what he can and can't do with the land. But since he's saying, then that puts him in that position, which I think is what Abu Bakr wanted to begin with. Because he seems more, he's more willing to help you out. And Umar seems more like, I'll help you out, but I'm going to pound a table. You know, it's not going to be I'm helping you out for free. You have to in turn do something good or pay me back, or, you know, it's a barter. And he's more, he's not going to allow to be walked on kind of thing. But I think this is what you would need to put him in charge, to put Umar in charge of that. Did any I just said made sense? It made sense to me.
first things Umar ibn Khattab did when he became Khalifa is he fired Khalid bin Walid. And he told the people, I don't fire Khalid because he has done something wrong or because I'm displeased with him.
Ooh.
But the people have been tested by Khalid. The people are forgetting that victory comes from Allah, and they are thinking that victory comes only from Khalid. Because Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu was becoming now a legend. Never in history did Khalid bin Walid lose a battle. And so the people were now being convinced that victory was coming from Khalid. So Umar wanted to destroy this idea and make it clear. Victory doesn't come from Khalid. Victory doesn't come from Umar. Victory doesn't come from anyone. It only comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
During the time of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu,
We all know I'm team Khalid. Now I forgot how to say his name. So this is the Umar. Okay. All right.
there were two men who brought in a young boy dragging into the courthouse. So Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he asks him, what is this? What is going on? Why are you dragging him into the courthouse? They say, this boy, he killed our father. Umar ibn Khattab, he asks him, did you really kill their father? The boy says, yes, I did kill their father, but it was by accident. My camel, it used to tread on their property. So one day, their father took a rock and hit the camel in the eye.
Ooh.
And I saw the camel suffering, and it made me furious and aggravated. So I took a rock and I threw it at the father. It hit him in the head and he died. So Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he asks the two brothers, will you forgive this young boy for this accident? They say, no, we want qisas, we want retribution. So Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he asked the young boy, do you have any last words, any last wishes, any last requests? And the young boy says, yes, my father passed away and I have a younger brother. And my father left some money behind for my younger brother. I would like 3 days to go and retrieve this wealth from a hidden place so that I can make sure my brother gets it when I die and pass away. So Umar ibn Khattab, he thinks this boy is making up the story. He's like, boy, what are you talking about? What wealth, what father, what young brother? The young boy, he says, trust me. Umar ibn Khattab, he says, okay, I will trust you, but find a guarantor for you. Someone who will guarantee that you will come back. The young boy, he looks around, there's a packed courthouse. Will someone not help me today? And everyone, as the boys looking around, they turn their face away, they turn their faces down. No one wants to help this boy. Then from the back of the courthouse, a hand raises up. Whose hand is it? Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu anh, the noble and illustrious companion who gave da'wah to so many of the tribes. He says, I will be the guarantor of this boy. Meaning that if this boy does not come back, it is the head of Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu anhu. Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, he says, I will be the guarantor. So the boy goes away. The first day goes by, the boy is nowhere to be seen. The second day goes by, the boy is still nowhere to be seen. Asr time comes on the third day. The two brothers go to Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu anhu, and they say, come with us to the courthouse. It is time. Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu anhu says, I will come to the courthouse, but the day does not end until Maghrib. So now Abu Dhar al-Ghifari is walking through Medina with these two brothers. They're going to the courthouse. And the people of Medina are following behind them, all getting to the courthouse to see what is going to happen. It is now the talk of the town. You can imagine, minutes are going by, the courthouse is filling up, the anxiety is building up, and literally minutes before the adhan of Salatul Maghrib, the boy rushes in. People are now shouting, they're happy, they're wondering what's going to happen, will everyone be forgiven, will everyone be happy, what's going to happen? So the boy comes in, the adhan for Maghrib hasn't gone. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he asks the boy, oh boy, why did you come back? I did not send a spy behind you, I did not send anyone to follow you. What made you come back? He said that I did not want anyone to say that a Muslim gave his word and did not fulfill it. So I came back. Umar ibn Khattab, he turns to Abu Dhar and he says, oh Abu Dhar, what made you want to be the guarantor of this boy? He says, I saw a Muslim in need and I did not want anyone to ever say that a Muslim was in need and no one was there to help him. So I raised my hand to be his guarantor. The two brothers, they say, when we have people like this, how can a Muslim ask for forgiveness and no one be there to forgive him? So they forgave the boy, and the boy was forgiven. This was the legacy of Islam. This was the code of conduct. This is why during the Khilaf of Umar ibn Khattab, they were able to reach the border of China all the way to the south of France.
Once he went to Ubay ibn Ka'ab.
I just have to say, there must be onions in this ice cream. Must be some onions in here because, yep. Wow. Yeah, don't get onion ice cream. It's not good for you.
And he was upset. And he entered Ubay's house. And he said, tell me about this verse, that those who harm the believers, the male believers and the female believers. What is the meaning of this verse? Because I am afraid that this verse applies to me. I am the one who harms the believers. I hit them. I am the one harming them. So this verse, does it apply to me? So Ubay ibn Ka'ab said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, you are the shepherd, and you can do nothing but take care of your flock. Sometimes the shepherd must be stern with his flock. He must hit the sheep to make sure the sheep goes in the right direction. You cannot but command and forbid your flock what is right and what is wrong. There is no way except for you to do this. So Umar said, that's what you say, but Allah knows best. Once Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, he saw Umar al-Khattab enter into a garden and he was alone, secluded. Anas crept close and was listening. And Umar was talking to himself, well done, ya ibn al-Khattab. He was being sarcastic. By Allah, you will fear Allah or Allah will punish you. He was admonishing his own soul. Fear Allah or Allah will punish you. Once, Umar called the people to assemble in the masjid. And then he stood up on the minbar. And he praised Allah. And then he said, when I was a young man, I used to take care of the camels of my father and my aunts. And they would pay me at the end of the day just a handful of raisins or dates as my payment. I would work all day and my salary would just be a handful of dates. And then he climbed down. So Abdurrahman ibn Auf said, what are you doing? You called the people and then you went up and you didn't say anything important. You just degraded yourself. You just made people look down upon you. You brought your stature down. So Umar said, that was what I wanted to do. Because my soul was telling me that before you were a shepherd and now you are Amir al-Mu'mineen. You are the leader of the believers. And my soul was telling me that there is no one between you and Allah. You have the highest position now in the dunya. There is no one between you and Allah. So I wanted to teach my soul who it really is. I wanted to remind my soul who you are and where you came from. His armies were attacked.
So that was Umar who did that. Got up in front of everyone and kind of, I guess, humbled himself? Or no. Did I just mix them up? I think I mixed them up.
The Roman Empire and the Persian Empire. And one of the cities that was opened up in Persia was Tustur. And the Sahaba, when they went there, they found the grave of the Prophet Daniel. And they found the body of Daniel, Prophet Daniel. And they said that it looked as if he had died yesterday. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that as an honor to the Prophets, Allah prevents the bodies of the Anbiya from being decomposed, from decaying. So they wrote a letter to Umar al-Khattab saying, what should we do? How do we deal with him? Where do we bury him? So Umar al-Khattab wrote a letter back saying, dig 13 graves all around the city during the day. When no one is awake and no one can see you, go and bury that body in one of the graves and cover all the holes up. Cover them all up so that in the morning the people wake up and they don't know which grave is the grave of Daniel. To make sure that no one is able to go and do shirk at the grave of this prophet.
So Umar goes to Jabiyah.
I'm going to stop it here. This one was about a little under 14 minutes. Because the last one was a little heavy. A little long. So I'm going to end it here. Got to put my ice cream away. There's onions in the ice cream. I'm better now. It's okay. Alright. I'm going to end this here. Like and subscribe. And my dog's just staring at me sleeping. And just opened up her eyes. And she's asleep again. Alright. So I'm going to end this here. Like and subscribe. I'm repeating it. And have a good day. Have a good night.